Hello, everyone, again. Yeah, that's right. Is that my intro? Yeah, Welcome to the Biweekly Reader, again. Okay, Jesus. I need to fix my glasses, because I think I got them dirty. Oh, well, anyways. Normal day here for you folks. Anyways, I am here for my Biweekly Reader, even though it's turned into more like a month. Sorry for taking so long for this Biweekly Reader. I had so much exams, and then stuff got in the way of everything. So, I'm here to talk about my TBR, what I've read, and what I've been up to. I haven't read much, but what I have read has been fantastic, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it. So, I think I'm going to start with the first thing I read. I haven't finished it quite yet. I need to keep reading through it, and that is The Silver Crystal by Ryan Landes. I can't show it up right here because I don't want to edit this that much, but we'll see if I do. I might not. I don't know. But Silver Crystal by Ryan Landes, I read a good bit of it. I'm almost done, and I was given a review copy by Ryan Landes. Thanks, by the way. That it's very fun. So I thought that the start was definitely a bit rough. I thought it was a little bit boring and uninteresting. I thought that while there were some premises that were interesting, there wasn't anything that really hooked me. But after a certain point, I liked it. I don't think it's anything extraordinary. I don't think it's anything that goes above and beyond the mold. But it is definitely doing something that I like. It's going in a direction that I find interesting. Now, I need to finish the book, and I need to see where this is going to really understand where's the author going with this. What is your goal here? But I am very invested. I like the characters. Again, I don't think this is going to be one of my favorites, but it is definitely something that I quite like. And is it worth giving book 2 or 3 a shot to see how the author grows? Yes, I am definitely going to give it a shot and see where Ryan Landes goes from this first book. It's a solid first book, because I think this is a debut book. I'm not quite sure about that, but it's, again, a solid first book that I'm not bad about. It's not something I dislike. It's not something that I think is absolutely fantastic and I couldn't put down. I've just been putting it to the wayside because exams and all that, and then easy stuff came to me. So, easy stuff are things that I had like a hard deadline for, so those got moved up. Anyways, so one of those easy things to read for me was a manga, and that is one of my favorite manga, Pandora Hearts. I reread the entirety of this manga in the past month or so, and oh my god, I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to like it as much. I went into rereading Pandora Hearts, and I went, shit, am I going to like this as much as I used to? Because it's been 2 years since I last read it. It's been a good bit. I remember some of the big plot twists, I remember some of the big plot points, and I remember really loving them, but I don't really remember being too above and beyond for the characters, even though I did love the plot. I loved so many things about it. Even though there were some characters who I absolutely loved. Let me be clear about that. But I didn't love the entire cast. On this reread, I loved everything. The plot, the characters, the themes. I was able to pick up on some of the greater themes that the story was telling me that I wasn't able to pick up on before. And, oh my god, and I also just want to show off Jun Mochizuki's art. Like, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love that cover. I'm trying not to destroy my copy, but because these hardcovers, physical editions are very difficult to get your hands on, and they're a nightmare. I hate it so much because they stopped printing a certain version. It's a whole nightmare. Anyways, I love Pandora Hearts. And so, getting to reread it, I was a little worried. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. Multiple times throughout this read-through, I was on the brink of tears. And the ending I was on the brink of tears then, too. I was absolutely in love with every character. And there was one scene, I knew it was going to hit me, but I wasn't ready for how much it was going to hit me. Because it hit me before. But when I got to that moment, I went, shit, this is amazing. And really, it's cemented, after this reread, it's cemented as one of my favorite manga of all time. I knew it would be still, but I'm so happy to be proven right. It's this beautiful story of love and what makes us who we are, and how the things we go through, how the people around us help forge us, what makes us us. It's such a wonderful look into that, and the nature of truth. What is the truth? Is the truth valid? Is it important to us? Like, can we live off a lie? And how does it affect us? The truth is it has such a beautiful view on the world and how important the truth is. It is, oh my god. I love Pandora Hearts. The mysteries in it are impeccable. I cannot praise this series enough for everything that it does, because it goes above and beyond with everything. And so, if you haven't read Pandora Hearts, I highly recommend it. But I will stop gushing about Pandora Hearts, and I will talk about other things, like Beartown, another amazing read. So, Beartown was something I had to read for my school's book club, and sadly, I was sick the day that book club happened, but I read Beartown anyways. I loved this book. Oh my god, I loved this book so much. I did not expect... I did expect to love it. I take that back. But man, the characters and the character relationships... I thought that the first half was a little slow, and I don't mind slow books, but I definitely wasn't as invested as I was in the latter half. And I think that first half is definitely important to really get introduced to those characters and really sink your teeth into the town of Beartown. But once you get into the town of Beartown, all these characters who you now know are just... oh my god, it wrecks your heart to see the things they go through. It's so poignant and beautiful and powerful. I loved Beartown. So, I don't think it's definitely, I think it might be one of my new favorites. Just because, man, the theme work, too, of needing to listen to those in pain, and I love it. I love that sort of theme. When I was reading it, I could not stop thinking about it, even though I was sick. It was miserable. Oh my god, I was sick. But this was a wonderful read to get me through it. And some of the scenes, man, I don't normally have to put a book down, but one scene was so vile to me that I finished reading it, and then I had to put the book down. Otherwise, I was so sick. But I mean, I was sick, but like sick. You know, like sick of the actual events in the book. Anyways, absolutely loved this book with all the theme work and all the characters. I'm absolutely going to pick up the next book. I've heard it's even better, which is insane to think about. 'Cause I've also heard it's more gut-wrenching. And then, again, I don't know if I talked about this, but the friendships and the importance of being a good friend, no matter what, is really hammered home in here. I love it. Love the themes of friendship in this book. I think that may be my most favorite theme in this book. I loved the themes of friendship and how important it is to be a good friend. Well, that's my Beartown experience. Now, Mercy, Tears of the Fallen. I also read this, so that was a nice book. That was a nice book. Chance gave me this book. Thank you so much, Chance, by the way. This was written by my friend, Chance Dillon, and it's... So, is it my favorite book of the month? No, it's not. And I want to be blunt about that. But was it a really good book anyways? Yes. So, and I'm going to talk about more about this in my dedicated review, which should already be out, but I had certain qualms with it, and I had certain things I loved about it. I think that when it comes to character work, Chance does wonderfully. I think that is his high point. I think that characters, which matters most to me, is what Chance does best in this book. Without a shadow of a doubt. I think that's his best quality here. Now, for his world, I love the world. Sometimes I'm not too big of a fan of how it's executed. For example, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but there are certain aspects of the magic that I just don't understand. And maybe it's because I'm being a bad reader, but I feel I'm not given enough information or context to grab hold of this is what this does. There was once when I was able to figure out one thing, and that was like towards the end. And again, maybe that's just me being a bad reader, but also I feel like in dialogue, Chance should really try to not explain, but like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this with this. It's hard to explain without spoilers, and I don't want to spoil anything. Or we'll talk about like the actual world, and I don't want to put the world on there. And I think plot was maybe his weakest point. I think that towards the end, Chance really found a home. He really found a good space and plot. But I think that towards the beginning, it was a bit meandering. And I don't mind my meandering. But I also think that there were certain aspects to that meandering that just felt more aimless than you typically expect. At least in my opinion. And there was one point in the book that I wasn't too big a fan of because I don't think it was very well set up. And again, I'd have to go into spoilers, but I don't think that was very well set up. And then, of course, the ending of the plot, though, as I said, I don't want to take this away from Chance. The last quarter of the book, in terms of plot, was fantastic. And Chance's politicking, I think that is his best point. I honestly think every time we were in a political section of this book, I was enthralled. I already loved the characters, and the politics moments were even better. I loved all the politicking going on in this book, and I think that was honestly one of my favorite parts. And so I really wanted more of that, but you gotta have the even split. So I had some down points with it, and I thought other points were really, really good. So, again, that's about all I have to say for Mercenaries of the Fallen, but you can go check out my full dedicated review. I'll probably put a link in the description. Anyways, so that is Mercenaries of the Fallen, that is Beartown, and that is Pandora Hearts. What else have I read? I have also read Fires of Heaven. Amazing book. I loved this book as well. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's book 5, so it's hard to talk about without spoiling things. And another thing I read I listened to Fires of Heaven, by the way, and I listened to more Wandering In, so that's fun. I listened to Wandering In Book 6 and Wandering In Book 7, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. Book 7. And then I'm wrapping up Book 8 sometime soon. Which is, by the way, fantastic. I love the Wandering In so much right now. I mean, it's great. It gets better and better. Pirate Abba, the author, is absolutely a fantastic writer. So, anyways, I don't, how much am I able to talk about The Wandering Inn without spoilers? And what I really read, what was for the most of May, was a webtoon, was a manhwa. I have been notorious. I am very notorious among my friends normally of I'm stubborn. When I like something, when I like a medium, I don't leave it. I am such a stubborn bastard. And so it takes so much to like, go do, just do that other thing. Try it out. I mean, it took me years before somebody was able to convince me to read or watch anime or manga. But once I got into it, I got into it. And so I tried this manhwa, Kubera One Last God. And I thought, okay, this is alright. It's not bad, it's not great. And holy shit, it was amazing. So, I read the first season, because it's split into, like, seasons. And I think 600-ish chapters in total. 640-ish. 660-ish in total. And I'm about 640-ish chapters. So, I read the start and was like, okay, this is really good. I like it. There are some good character moments. There are some interesting mysteries. And it's so ominous that I can't not read on. Like, it has this ominous feel to it where it's like, you are going to regret everything. You will regret everything if you do this. And you go, oh, really? Why? It has such... It's really good at, like, being ominous as fuck. And so I read the first season. Then I read the second season, which showed one of the best plots ever. Like, very well forecast plotting. And, like, wow. Even better character work than the first season, because I thought the first season was alright in plotting, and alright in character work. Alright in a bunch of ways. But the second season amped everything up. The world building, I really like the world building. I think the world building is a highlight of it. It got the art a little better. The art wasn't very good in season 1, and the art wasn't it wasn't that good in season 2 either. But the art in season 2 was better. So, I really liked it, and I enjoyed season 2. Then I hit season 3. And people were telling me, season 3 is amazing. Season 3 is amazing. Listen to me. Season 3 is amazing. And I'm like, shut up, I don't care. I don't think it's going to be that good. I don't think it's going to top anything. And then I kept reading Kubera. I kept reading Kubera, and I kept reading Kubera, and I kept reading Kubera. And then I hit this arc called The Weight of Time. I'm not going to spoil anything, but holy shit. When I hit that arc, I could not put it down. I was enthralled at the themes. And there's one line that sticks out to me. I can say it without spoiling anything. One life is an entire universe. Which, sit down and think about it. That is such a poignant line. One life is an entire universe. And right now I'm getting chills. Think about that. Each person has their own family members, has their own lovers, has everyone whom they love. And that's it. That's powerful. That message of empathy, of love, of care really, really nailed home the themes. And that is, the stronger that you are, the more power that you have, the bigger a gap there is between you and empathizing, and empathy between everyone else. It becomes harder and harder to empathize, to love, to care about what the fuck is going on for all those little plebs. But it is so poignant and beautiful. Just thinking about it makes me want to go reread it. It is truly a one-of-a-kind story, with the world being so fascinating, and the characters being these gods, like these creatures that transcend time, space, and like true, genuine gods who have been in existence for universes, that have seen the rise and fall of universes, that have seen this world and this universe continue on for billions of years. And it is so fascinating to see these ancient beings learn empathy, or see how they interact with the world. Are they empathetic? Do they care about humanity? What do they care about? How do they interact with the world? And most of them shirk it. They shirk their empathy. They shirk care for their creations. It's truly a beautiful story that I cannot get out of my head. I am in love with it. This is one of my favorite stories of all time now. Like, it's in my top 10, easy. My God, Kubera One Last God is absolutely phenomenal. Beyond words. I truly, truly, truly loved it so much. And the art got better too. Oh my God, it has such soul and beauty to it. And the themes of family too. And it is, I know I've said it a couple times now, but it is truly beautiful. And I highly, 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 highly recommend it. And so I have not been talking about my TBR for the future. It's 20 minutes in, and I have just been talking about the books that I've been reading, which is amazing, so I don't care. Now, what will I be reading? I'm going to move this to the side, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Mainstay course, Wars of Light and Shadow. So I'm going to be reading Wars of Light and Shadow right for a little while, and this is my current read right now, my main read. After I catch up to Kubera One Last God, that should only be another day or so. Like, I probably could have finished it today, but I was busy. And I will be reading Storm Fortress, Book 8 in the Wars of Light and Shadow. Then I'll probably take a break and read one of these books, and I'll show them to you right now. So I got this book, Rift War, or the first Rift War book, Magician by Raymond E. Feist. Look at that cover. It is stunning. And Jeff Brown hits it out of the park every time. Or maybe Blackstone Heart. I don't know. I got this book in the mail too. Beautiful, beautiful cover too. Or reread the first half of Words of Radiance. I won't reread the entire thing, but maybe the first half. I mean, it's a great book. It's an amazing book, in fact. Or I might read, and I don't think I will, The Devils. Woo! But I might read The Devils. We'll see. I'll read one of those books or something else. It'll really just depend on my mood. Though, honestly, I'm leaning towards this book because I just love this cover so much. I'm so interested in it. Heard so many great things about it. And then I will read Initiate's Trial, which is book 9 in the Wars of Light and Shadow. So I'm going to read Storm Fortress, one other thing, book 9, and then maybe like a small novella. I might read Parable of the Talents, or I might read Queen Amid Ashes. That's the book I really need to get to. And then, after reading a small novella, I will jump right back into Wars of Light and Shadow and read Destiny's Conflict, which is book 10 in Wars of Light and Shadow. And then probably take another small break, maybe another full book. I don't know. I might read another one of these books in this pile, or I might read something else completely. I don't know. And then, of course, it will be time to finish off Wars of Light and Shadow with Song of the Mysteries. So, we'll see. That's my aim. That's my goal. I would really like to finish Wars of Light and Shadow by the end of the summer, which we'll see if I can, how much of this I'll get done by the next Biweekly Reader. Definitely not all of it, but probably I'll be done with at least Storm Fortress. And you should probably have your Trader's Knot review out by then. I should have put it out last month, but oh well. And another thing that I would like to start somewhat soon, I don't know if I will, but sometime soon, will be Berserk! A Berserk reread. I haven't done this in a while, so I like to reread my two favorite manga, Berserk and Pandora Hearts, right next to each other. They're what's it called? Their atmosphere and tone are so different that it's insane, but I love them both. They are my two top manga. So I will definitely be reading Berserk sometime soon, but we'll see. And, I mean, I'm due for a reread. I haven't read it in 2 years. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. Jesus, wow, oh my god. 2 years. That's a lot, 2 years is a lot. Well, maybe it's not a lot. It's a lot to me. But I think that is all I have for now. In terms of audiobooks, I'm going to read Book 9 of The Wandering Inn. I might continue Wheel of Time. I don't know. It depends on my mood. We shall see, So, that's about all I've got for you guys. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you all next time.